Hey, today we're talking about how to talk to Claude to build your prompts. Now, one of the things that I always do is I always chat with AI to help me build AI prompts because AI knows how to talk with AI more than I know how to talk with AI. Uh, and every time I use AI, I think, how could I be using AI better here? So, what we're going to look at today is we're actually going to look at, I asked Claude to summarize the key things that I did when building prompts. Now, when you get super long context window, Claude's like, you're going to run out of tokens. So I probably had 4 hours of conversation with AI, which is a deranged amount of time to chat with a computer. But you're going to get a benefit from that. So let's dive in. All right. So I just asked Claude. I said, "Hey, can you summarize all the principles we building of building a great prompt here?" And I was building a prompt for this company that sells into K through 12. And I said, well, "How did I do it? What are the things that we did?" So let me actually walk you through these and provide human context on AI responses. Contextual layering. We built prompts that built upon each other with each subsequent prompt using the output. So I did do this. So we basically, I built multiple prompts. So first a company research prompt, then a person prompt. And the value in doing that is actually that we were able to take in all the context about the company, etc. So when I built the second prompt, it had all the understanding of what the input would have been from the previous prompt. It was very helpful. Basically, there were very detailed instructions. So there's almost no reason to try to limit what you are doing. Just actually provide more information for the AI to be able to understand nuance in the world. Generally, I think it's a good idea to build this with ChatGPT and then bring it back into Claude because ChatGPT can search the internet. Structured output, this is really critical. So I almost always include reasoning in the output, which is describe why you did this. The confidence level I found is just total garbage. I don't really do it. But the reasoning is really helpful. So you can say, you basically can figure out where in the data it's getting confused because the world is messy and there's a lot of complexity in the world, and the models will help you find that complexity. Um, I always put my input variables at the top so I can just copy and paste the bottom stuff inside of Clay for the Clayagent. Basically how exactly do the research. So I always feed it this Ahrefs blog about the advanced Google search queries. So I talk to it about different ways, different sites where it can find the information. Basically, I repeated myself, this must be accurate and it must be recent. So here are different ways for you to determine how recent this information is because it'll pull stuff from 2007. The internet's a weird place. Basically, I gave it context about exactly the what matters to me. Not just go do this, but here's why it matters and here's who I'm doing this for. If you don't find this thing, do this thing instead. I don't care. Claude added that, not me. Specific task, great. So it's like, yes, I did have, I broke this up into tasks. Expert knowledge. So I brought in David Ogilvy and Robert Cialdini for his work on influence. Um, I would have liked to bring in George Carlin because he writes some. If you ask AI to impersonate George Carlin, it's the greatest. Basically, I refined. So I talked to the model and I looked at things and said, that's not right. And then I actually brought back in examples back into the model and said, hey, this is what it's doing. End goal, basically, I said, here's what I'm trying to do. Sometimes my instructions may not be aligned with what I'm trying to do. Always make the decision with the purpose in mind. Great, yeah, flexibility. The world is messy, right? If you're not certain, just say no. Um, I don't care. Great. I always say spend 3,500 tokens, right? So I push the agent. I say, go, don't stop, keep going. Cognitive framework, so thinking. Let's work step by step. This is just a well-known thing with the models is that, and this is what the O1 thing does with ChatGPT. It's just like it thinks through the process. That generally improves model performance. I gave it a lot of context. That's really important. I was very clear about output formatting. You can kind of see, I think it said that above here. This chat's getting a little tired. And task importance. We stress the critical nature of the task. So it's like, my job is on the line. So these are the different 20 things that I use to build my AI prompts. And maybe I should show you one here. So this is kind of this was a prompt to build email copy. So you can see it's like, hey, here's the input variables, here's the mission objective, here's the structure guideline, sentence one, here are the key principles, so incorporate Robert Cialdini's principles, here's the tone and style, and then critical instructions. And, you know, I'm not, this isn't the copy that came out of this isn't going to change the world. But it was short, it was sweet, it was relevant, it was specific, and it works. So thanks so much for watching. Have an absolutely beautiful Tuesday, September 17th.